Hi there. Right, okay, this is section 2 of this cute little Halloween girl. So this image is available from polkadoodles.co.uk. If I just show you that, if you want to see how I coloured the skin tones on this, you need to look at the first video in this series, which I'll actually call Halloween 2013. So this is video 2. So I coloured her skin with my graphic markers, just using 4 markers, and I'm going to move on to the hair. And just to save a little bit of time, I've already started on here. And if I just zoom this in for you, without going too far, because you can't, excuse the video, because this is a handheld USB webcam, because my video is not working properly, so it's a bit blurry. And it's moving around a lot because I've literally got the webcam set in a mug in my hand. So I've actually started to colour this in. I'm going to give her purple hair. And again, the colour I've used there to start off with, I'm going to go, on the skin, I like to go light to dark. But on the hair, I'm going to go dark to light. And I've actually already coloured in my darkest areas with 6290. Which is actually called Granite. Okay, and that's one of the brand new colours which are coming out at the end of September 2013. And basically it's this colour. I don't know if you can see that particularly well, but it's a really nice sort of bluey, slate purpley, kind of like a bluey aubergine colour. Really fab colour. And that actually sits really nicely at the end of your purples. So the colour I'm going to use next is 6190. And what I didn't mention before is, if I just try and get this camera up a little bit, can you see these fantastic roll and go wallets here? These basically roll up and are ready-made storage for all your markers. I store mine in these. There are other storage options coming soon, I think, but for the time being I actually love these, because what I do is I roll it up, I have all my colour family together, so I've got all my purples, and then I actually stand them on their end in a box, because you don't need to keep them flat, contrary to popular belief. I find that they work perfectly well for me like that. So anyway, I'm going to use 6190, which is dark night, and this is there are some absolutely gorgeous purples in this range. Now this is quite dark, and I'm gonna have to go back and shade it into my granite, but I'm just gonna kind of go over for now and actually fill in where I didn't colour with the granite. So I'm just going to fill these. So I'm where I actually touched with the granite before, I'm then actually placing this next to it. Okay, so just a little bit, you don't need to do too much. And what you will find is that the colours just blend seamlessly. Now the granite, as I say, I've probably picked the wrong colour there to actually, because it's a 6-2 colour and my purples are 6-1s. I've probably gone a bit too far in my actual colour scheme. So I'm going to go back over where I've gone with the granite, because actually it's not the right colour. So this is what I love about graphite. This is fantastic, and I'm glad I've done that. It was just purely an accident really, while I was waiting for the other video to upload. But it actually proves how well the colour system works, because, you know, I veered away from the colour chart there. So instead of going in my 6-1s, I went up to 6-2s, and actually I've gone a little bit too far with my colour range, because the granite is kind of more on the grey side of the purple. And obviously because my purples stop at 6190, I should say, so therefore there's going to be some other colours that are slotted in between 6190 and 6290. So I've got, in effect, 100 colours there missing, or 10 colours missing. So anyway, I'm just going to go over the ends here that I had previously done, and you can see that I'm getting into some really fine detail here, but I'm not having to change my nib, although again, you know, watch out, because I'm sure there'll be some finer nibs coming as well. Don't like to say too much, don't like to tell you all my secrets that I know. But all I can say is the end of September is really exciting, and I've been waiting for ages. I'm a very lucky girl that I get to see things before you guys do. So that's looking much better now that I've actually gone over that and just got rid of that granite. The granite is a fantastic colour, don't get me wrong, and you're going to love it because it's one of, I think it's 6 new colours that are about to actually launch, and much long waited for. So now I can actually go to 6185, and this colour is now going to be a little bit lighter than my 6190. So I just place that next to it, so next to the 6190, and literally you just blend them together where they meet. So you're not actually running the lighter colour over the darker one, because they're more opaque than some other markers. You need to use them slightly differently, because if you put a lighter colour on top of a darker colour, these inks actually move out of the way. So what you will find is, rather than sitting on top of the darker colour, the light colour will actually move it, and that actually allows you to do some really cool effects, but sometimes it's not actually what you want to happen. So just basically kind of touch the colours together and then blend them where they meet in the middle. So just kind of go around here. I'm trying to go as fast as I can, so I'm sorry if it's boring, but you know, it's like live TV. I never have enough time, and I don't want to run out of time on the video, otherwise YouTube won't let me load it. So just going to kind of keep going here. So that's 6185, and then basically just work down the colour chart. So I've got 6180, and this is going to be a little bit lighter again. And what you will find is you must download this colour chart, because what you'll find is that the colours don't just go from 6, say for instance in my purples I've got 6120, 6130, 6140, and the reason there are numbers missing is obviously so that other colours can be added in. But what you will find when you look at that colour chart, and a lot of people aren't aware of this, is that it actually works along the colour wheel. So in addition to going up, when you look at the chart, you will be able to actually work down the chart rather than just, it doesn't make sense what I'm saying now, but if you actually look at the chart it will do, and you'll be able to work down. So on the colour wheel obviously we have complementary and opposite colours, and basically they are represented in the actual colour chart from Graphit. So I'm going to go down to 6175 now, which is getting even a little bit lighter. And you can see here, I'm just, eventually what I'm going to do is leave a little bit of a highlight in the middle. So I'm trying not to fill in too much. But you can see the contrast that we're starting to get, because the colour and the pen is doing it for you. You're not having to do much work. I'm not actually thinking about this. To be quite honest, purple isn't a colour I use very often. I love purple, but I don't actually use them very often. We have this conversation on the graphic team blog quite often. So that's 6175. Now I'm going to flip now, and I'm going to go to 6140. I hope you can see that, and that didn't go off on my screen. Hope not. I'm hoping it was just my screen. So now I'm into quite a light shade here, and this is actually, what's this colour? This is lavender now, and I'm getting quite light, so I'm going to go right into the middle and just leave a little highlight, and that will actually help to add some real sort of shade and dimension and make her hair look shiny. So this is the first time I've coloured purple hair, so it may well be a disaster, but I'm not worried. At the end of the day, if it is, it's just a little bit of ink. So let's try and remember to get all of those bits. And just where the colours meet, just make sure you do blend them a little bit. Okay, you don't need to really do much work at all. and I'm quite liking that. I think that's quite cool. Just going to add a little bit into her eyes, and I'm just going to hold that up because I am actually really happy with that. If I just show you that, let me tilt my camera a bit and try and not get it too blurred for you. There you go. Look at the dimension on there and the shine, and you can see if I just move it away a little bit. Is that better? It's terrible when you're working in winter now. We're in autumn or fall for the States, and look at the shine on there. And you can see I didn't blend that. I just literally touched those colours together, but because the colours work so well, it's basically done all the work for me. Okay, so I'm going to finish this one here, and then I'm going to go on to a hat under a cloak. Okay, so I'll see you in a minute.